Woo! Welcome back to the channel. Anybody new here, my name is Bailey. I am 26 years old and I just completed my first ever marathon about a week ago. I wanted to make a video geared towards newer runners thinking of running their first marathon and just outline a couple of the key mistakes I made and maybe a couple of the things that I actually got right when it came to running that race. Won't waste any time, we'll jump right into the video. Couple key mistakes I made. Starting it out, number one, not getting in enough electrolytes. Now on the opposing side, I fueled great when it came to my carb intake, my carb load. It couldn't really have gone much better. I just could tell I began to get dehydrated in terms of the electrolytes. Late in the race, probably about mile 18 to 20, my hamstrings really started to cramp. Yes, some of this could have been the fact that my hamstrings maybe weren't as prepared for this race as I would have liked them to be. That's a talk for a different day. Talked about in a previous video. Go watch last week's full marathon race day vlog and recap if you want to hear about that. But yeah, like I mentioned, about mile 18, my hamstrings were cramping extremely bad. Usually the first thing that comes to mind when I think muscle cramps is I am low on electrolytes. My body is telling me it needs electrolytes. This kind of somewhat surprised me because with how cold out it was, I wasn't sweating a ton. I also carried a bottle with me that was full of electrolytes. I took salt tablets and took 2,000 milligrams of sodium throughout that race. At the aid stations, I took Gatorade a bunch of times. I know Gatorade's not a really good source of electrolytes, but between the salt tablets and my bottle, I should have had plenty electrolytes. Something that probably took 8 minutes or so off my time. When it came to the fueling during the race, it went great. Yeah, so I took in plenty of carbs. I felt great. My heart rate was under control the entire race. Ultimately, it came down to that cramping is what set me back. Second mistake, which I expected, was not being prepared for the wall that you hit once you get past mile 20. I really wish I had like an AirPod to throw in or something to really push me that end. Like listen to some crazy motiversity speech about how I can't quit on myself, because I got in a pretty dark state where I was really negotiating with myself. I would be like, I'm gonna stop. I'd slow down a tiny bit and I'd be like, fuck that, not stopping, keep going. And I did this a handful of times. Finally at mile 22, I think, it got so bad. The cramping in my hamstrings got so bad. The uphills were just excruciating. I wish I would have had like some ibuprofen to pop mid-race too. That would have been clutch. But finally I ended up having to stop and stretch out my hamstrings for 20-30 seconds, and my pace dropped a ton. The last couple miles were straight into the wind, 25-mile-per-hour gusts. It was brutal. I just needed a little reminder of how far I've come and the goal I'm chasing, and remind myself a little bit of pain is worth the glory once you get to that finish line. Also, what could have made this better is if I was able to get long runs into my training block, but that did not go to plan. Last but not least, once I completed the race, I kind of let that pace and the rough last 4 miles I had influence my overall thoughts. You know, it's so easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to what other people did, but at the end of the day, this was my first race. I finally finished what I started, and I wish I would have had more grace with myself. Not many people run marathons. I have so much time to grow and get better as a runner. So I wish I just would have soaked in that moment when I crossed that finish line. I held back a lot of emotion. I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't matter how fast or slow you run, especially your first race, you still get that medal. You still completed a marathon. Be proud of yourself, enjoy the moment, soak it in, and don't move so fast to the next thing. I don't want to just outline the negatives. I want to quickly go over a couple positive takeaways I had during this race. My pacing was great. I felt awesome. I was holding probably an 8:30, 8:40, I want to say, for the majority of the race until the last 4 miles. And then we got up to about an 11-minute pace. I'm proud of myself for the performance in the weather. Single-degree wind chills, big wind gusts, freezing all day. That could have been something I could have pouted about, complained about, but I really embraced it. I didn't have any blister problems. I didn't have any chafing problems. Gave myself a reason to be proud at the end of the day. Making this video for anybody scared to run their first marathon, anybody that wants to get into running, do it. Life-changing, it transfers into other areas of your life. It just overall has no negatives. The amount of positivity it brings to you mentally, physically. Give it a try, embrace it, lean into it, and that's gonna be it for this portion of the video. We're back. Just wrapped up our lift. We are heading on our second run since our marathon. I think I finally worked out the new split that I'm gonna use to kind of build a base for a little bit, get stronger, and set myself up for success when that second marathon prep begins. Do a little physique update. My lifts are already going up consistently. I'm putting on strength. I'm eating in probably a 300 to a 500 calorie surplus every day. Let's take a look at how we're sitting right now. Boom. Come on, we're definitely looking better. Right? Somewhat. What do you guys think? All right. I need to quickly fuel up, a little breakfast, throw on some warm clothes because it's about 28 degrees out, and then time for a chilly, probably just a 5K. Breakfast, pre-run fuel, bunch of sourdough, some eggs, egg whites sitting under there, good amount of carbs to get us fueled up for a shorter run, but still want to feel good. I'd usually eat this anyways, so gonna get this down and head out ASAP. Today is the Black Friday BPN sale. We're gonna get an order in of electrolytes on that and make it a great day. That should do it for this video, I think. That's about all I got. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Extremely appreciated. And we'll catch you soon. See ya.